Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. How's everybody doing today on this fabulous Sunday afternoon? Hopefully, you guys are having a great day. It is 4:20 on the East Coast anyway, 4:21 on the East Coast. I'm a couple minutes late. Sorry, my intro is a little long, but people like the intro, so I don't know. But if you're new to the channel, my name is Tanya or Titanium Built, and thank you for stumbling upon us, and welcome into everybody that's coming in the chat. I appreciate everybody being here. I saw Ladybug was number one when I was looking in. I don't know why my thumbnail didn't upload at first. So we might have a small crowd, but that's fine with me. Either way. But yeah, for some reason it was just like my name, and I was like, huh, I put it on there. So off work, just relaxing. That's nice, Wolf. It's always nice to have a day off. Vincent's out fixing redoing headlights on the car. And I was going to go over to the store, and then he's like doing stuff to his car. So I was like, well, then I'm just going to go live. So welcome in, Candace, Blazer, Kathy. Welcome on in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. And hello, Ladybug. It's good to see everybody. Look at that name, Cupcake. That's cute. But thank you guys all for being here. I do appreciate it. We're going to go through some more of the documents today. And then I did get to the point where I found Bryan's interview with the police. So we're finally getting caught up to that part. We're on, I think, like document 170 something. We're going to go to like, I think 180 or 200 maybe today. Now, see, I don't even know. It's being weird. Okay, there we go. So 96, 97. That's what I think. I looked at 98 and 99, and they weren't anything relative to this. So, Mm-hmm. Hey, Avery, I am. I hope you're doing okay. Hey, Tony. Good to see everybody. Oh, and I will put the link for the memberships in the chat, and I'll pin it to the top. I usually have my MacBook ready. Oh, actually, I can use my Backstage if I need to. You'd think this is my first time streaming. I have like so many different like devices that I use for something, you know. But I will put it in there. We'd love to have you be a member. I'm just going to get myself over here so that way. Oh, I can see you guys in the live. That today. Okay, yeah, that's today. Great. Great, awesome. If you guys don't mind, just take a second, hit the like button for me really quick. It really just helps promote the channel and get us out in the algorithm. And then if you decide, hey, I hate her coverage of this case, you could always take it back. I promise you, we won't be mad if you do that. But hopefully I'll get your support. So I'm going to pin the membership link at the top. We'd love to have you. We are going to do our members giveaway tonight. Let me get myself a note so I don't forget about that, because it's the end of the month. So it will depend on how many members we have, is how much the gift card is for. Members giveaway. And I'll look after this. So, and we do 10% of however many members we have. So that's the good thing about becoming a member. So we will do that tonight on our later stream. I'm going to sit myself down just a tad bit. Actually, I don't think it's me. Nope, it was me. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started into reading. Let me see which one I need to show you. Oh, it pulled up the right document. Awesome. Couldn't get any better than that. Some of these, I believe we could just kind of like skim over, but some of them we will read over because some of them are pretty interesting. So this one is from Brett Payne. I don't know why I don't have it highlighted, but this is from someone that is redacted, obviously, but it's a tip that was sent into Moscow police. So the narrative is there was an email to the tip line on February 18th, 2023. So this is after Kohberger's been arrested, and stated he was on Johnson Road on November 13th and saw a white car parked alongside the road between 5 and 6 p.m. that day. I called redacted on March 8th, 2023. That's a while longer. And spoke to him over the phone. Our conversation was not recorded. Redacted told me he had gone to his sister's house in Washington on November 13th, 2022, and was on his way home later that evening. He told me that he noticed a white foreign model car parked on the side of the road under a tree as he went by. He told me he believed the time was approximately 5:30 p.m., and he stated he did not pay enough attention to see anyone in or near the car, but thought it was odd. Upon release of the probable cause affidavit for Kohberger's arrest, this person thought it may have been Kohberger's vehicle as it was on Kohberger's, well, that doesn't make sense, on Kohberger's path of travel the evening of the 13th. They didn't write these very well. I mean, and that's fine because we're all human, right? It's just small errors, but when you read it, you have to like reread it so you don't sound so crazy. Hey, Jet Set J. Okay, I'm looking at the chat. You guys will get me distracted. You guys are fun. So it says he had this person describe the location, and he stated the car was under a large, long tree on Johnson Road between Johnson and Pullman. He added the pullout was located where Johnson Road changed from pavement to gravel. I located the location described and responded there. And we should look for that spot on a map because I'm wondering if it's near that pull off that Asget, the girl that did the animation, she had a theory that maybe he had pulled off. There's like this little pull off area on the way back to Pullman. And I know that there's trees right there. Like there's pretty large trees. And she thought maybe he buried it right there. So I don't know. But it says, upon receiving permission from the property owner, Redacted and I began to dig in several areas which appeared to have disturbed earth, but was unable to locate anything of evidentiary value. What if he went back and because he was like, I don't know, maybe he went back and he had an inkling and he dug it back up. Who knows? It's crazy though that he didn't get back to him for like, a couple weeks. So Sergeant Blake and Detective Vargas responded with a metal detector and swept the area, but did not discover anything of note. We also searched under a nearby bridge, but did not discover anything of note. Further investigation will be conducted when weather permits. And I highlighted that part because I was like, what? If he disposed of the weapon, I mean, I know that it snowed later on, but if he had disposed of this weapon on his way back, why can't you go out there and look? You would think that if he threw it out, I mean, even if there's snow, you could still go through and look. But that's just me. That's just me. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like in a missing persons case too. Like they'll be like, well, we'll go back out and search for him when the weather permits. And it's like, oh, like, that doesn't make much sense to me because that person is in need if it's freezing out, right? Like, it's crazy. While on scene, Redacted arrived and explained the vehicle was nosed in off the road facing the farm field. Redacted also stated he and a friend came to the spot several days prior and also used a metal detector to search the area. Apparently, they were sick of waiting for the cops. I thanked him for his assistance and cleared the area after additional visual searches were conducted. In addition to this information, during my initial phone call with Redacted, he told me he was painting the apartment of, it looks like Bryan Kohberger. Okay, but Redacted. Okay. The apartment of Redacted, the previous tenant, and the person named in tips during the initial investigation. I don't know who that is. Redacted stated he could see a knife blade in the gutter of the building from the apartment window. I requested WSUPD respond and collect the item, which they later did. The blade is a serrated cooking-style knife with the handle broken off. The blade portion was approximately 8 inches long and 2 inches wide per the WSU officers, who did not believe it matched the wounds found on each of the victims. It says, I will still collect the knife from WSUPD as soon as possible in order to properly analyze the item. So, and you'll be surprised how many knives they find. It's like, is everyone dropping their damn knife in Idaho? I mean, I guess everyone probably has a knife in Idaho, like a pocket knife or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably not uncommon for most guys to have like a pocket knife. My brother, I think, always has a pocket knife. He used to always, anyway. And that comes in handy when you need something. And he pulls out that little, what is it? Swiss brand or whatever it is. And it's got even the toothpick for you. You're good to go. You're good to go. So this is photos of 1122 King Road from Walenta Drive. So this is from Brett Payne, and this was on 3/21/23. It says, on March 15th, 2023, I drove the most likely route Kohberger took while driving near King Road on November 13th, 2022. During this drive, I took photos of 1122 King Road from Walenta Drive. It says the road Kohberger's vehicle can be seen taking on the surveillance footage from Redacted King Road. In order to record a daytime view of the residence from Walenta Drive prior to foliage returning to the trees in the area. So he took, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, was it 6? All right, 5. I'm sorry, 5 from 1122 from Walenta, and then 1 from 1122 from Upper Lot, and then Walenta from 1122. And that's the road directly like behind their house. In addition, Sergeant Blaker and I took MPD patrol car 4 and drove the most likely route Kohberger took during the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022, based off various surveillance footage recovered during the investigation. The drive was recorded out of each driver's side passenger window via MPD body cameras. Really? Do they hold hold the body camera out of the window? I don't even want to know. And the passenger, it says the drive was recorded out of each driver's side passenger window via MPD body cameras. They should have just stuck a GoPro to their head and stuck that out the car. What the heck? Couldn't they get like a dashboard for your phone and then just turn your phone and record it? That would be easier, right? Wouldn't that be like not as bumpy too? Because you hit a bump, your hand's gonna, I don't know. I'm not a cop. Maybe I should have been. Okay, so it says, okay, cameras assigned to and Sergeant Blaker, okay, and Officer House, as well as the dash mounted camera. Okay, that makes me feel better. I should have read a little longer. The dash mounted camera and MPD. Okay, so then apparently they had a dash camera. Okay, I was like, why wouldn't they be doing this from the dash camera? They would. So this is a knife collection again, Brett Payne. I was notified via email on Monday, March 20th, a found property call reported to LCSO, wherein the RP discovered a K-Bar brand knife in some bushes in the city of Genesee, Idaho. On the same day, per the LCSO call records, the knife was located by a child playing in some trees at the top of Ash Street near Spruce Street. Kid's outside playing and he finds a K-bar. Can you imagine that? And he's holding it up. Hey, Mom, look at this. Oh my gosh, I'd have a heart attack. Whiting responded and booked the item into LCSO evidence. On March 21st, 2023, I responded to LCSO to look at the knife. The knife was a K-bar brand knife with a blade approximately 4 inches in length. The knife was in a black Kydex sheath with cordage wrapped around the handle. The knife did not appear to match the wounds inflicted on all 4 victims. I collected the knife and booked it into evidence. So I don't know why he thought it wouldn't have. Maybe it was serrated or something as well, but he doesn't say that here. But it's only 4 inches. And I think the other one was what, like 8? Oh, Ashley, is he hungry? Or maybe he's got a little bellyache. My dog had a bellyache the other day. It was horrible. She got sick everywhere, and then the robot went through it. We got it cleaned. I got Vincent to take it apart. Let him do it because I'll break it. I would have broke a sensor. I've done it before. So the next document is Brett Payne. But yeah, if you ever need a funny story, let me tell you, I could tell you a ton. My life is a funny story. So narrative collection of knives near Genesee. I was notified by ISP Detective Roberts at approximately 1300 hours on March 21st, 2023, that a landowner near Genesee, Idaho, found 2 knives in a roadside ditch. So here's some more knives that are found. So far, if you're keeping count, we have a blade that was like a kitchen type serrated blade that was like 8 inches by 2 inches or something. The next one they find, is from a child. A child finds it, and it's a K-bar style knife in a sheath. Thank goodness it was in the sheath. The child didn't take it out. Now we have a landowner that says he found 2 knives in a ditch. I'm telling you, everyone done lost their knives. Yeah, Nicole. Biscuit, that's what we call her. Biscuit. Yeah, she did that. It was grass, thank goodness. It was just like a lot of grass, but it wasn't like, it wasn't gross. It was like just grass. Like she ate a lot of grass that morning because her belly was hurting. Thank goodness. Could have been a lot worse. Hey, Trips. It's good to see you. Hey, Mary Beth. Hey, Nick. Oh, you're welcome. I figured we get through some of these documents today. And there's some, when we get to the interview, he says a lot more than we've heard. So he goes to collect these knives. Detective Roberts was not available, so I called to speak to the reporting party. Redacted, he stated he was cleaning out irrigation ditches when he noticed 2 kitchen-style knives with duct tape handles in the ditch. He did not touch the knives and notified ISP. Good job. He told me where the knives were, and I responded to locate or collect them. The location provided was in a ditch across the road from the driveway to redacted old Highway 95. That might be the old Highway 95. Was that the road that they used to take between Pullman and Moscow, and it was like a back road, and the kids would take it so they wouldn't get busted like drinking and driving? I don't know. I don't know if that's what it is or not, but I think that's the road. I could immediately see the knives laying in the water and took several photos of the knives prior to collection. Upon collection, I observed one knife was a large butcher knife and the other was a small steak knife. The handles of both knives were wrapped in duct tape. Prior to leaving, I conducted one more visual search of the area and located a makeshift duct tape sheath in the culvert below where the knives were located. The sheath fit both knives at the same time. I collected the sheath as well. Was like who made the sheath? Are these kids? Hey, Mariska, are these kids? Like, some mom is mad, okay? Some mom is like, where is my butcher knife and where the hell did one of my steak knives go? You know? Hey, Doodlebug. Mariska, right? Hansel and Gretel, but it's knives. Do I have another one? Oh, no, this is the long Reddit one. Okay. So let's read through this because I kind of forget what it says, but I was going through the Reddit, like, links, and I don't know. It was weird. It was really weird. So does anybody remember if Kohberger had a Reddit account and what the name was? And if not, I think the name Wacka is in here a lot. Wakka, maybe. So I was thinking maybe that was Bryan Kohberger, but I'm not sure. Hey, K-Jab, welcome on in. Is that your dog? We love dogs. Oh my gosh, that's a cute dog. Okay, that's a really cute dog. That got my attention. Welcome in. That's a really cute dog. So on January 24th, 2023, I applied for a warrant for the user subscriber information and user data associated with the Reddit account of Bryan Kohberger with any of the following identifiers. And then it redacted all those, Thanks, Tiffany. You don't remember the name, but he did. Okay. Because it says on January 25th, maybe it'll tell me again. I read this, but I only read it once. So 2023, the warrant was granted and signed by Magistrate Megan Marshall. Okay. On February 8th, 2023, I received an email from Reddit stating the data requested, was available. In reviewing the contents associated with the redacted@gmail.com email, I found the account username was, I bet that's Wacka, and the registration date was showed as a location near Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, with Pentel data. The email address for this account showed as verified. In reviewing these files, I located a file labeled comments. I want to see if these ones, I think these ones he might put down here that this was not right. So I don't know. Yeah, because this one says that the showed an IP login from Florida after he would have been arrested. So it says, believe this was a fake account. Okay. But the second account was named redacted and the registration date was April 1st, 2022. And the registration IP redacted, which showed a location near Albrightsville, Pennsylvania with Pentel data. A second login IP was registered as redacted on November 21st, 2022, which showed a location near Kansas City with a level 3 communications. This IP address also showed a high probability of being a VPN exit point. The email address showed it was verified. So apparently this one maybe was him. And so there's like these little files. Okay, they were letting me open them the other day without having to open. Oh, okay. So like that, like it just comes up page not found. Can I go back? Okay. Oh shoot, it takes me all the way back up there. So let me see. I'll open it in another tab. That'll probably work better. So it's these here. This one says the same, page not found. See, that one says page, because one of them doesn't. I'm pretty sure. Okay, this one. So, and you'll see this Wacka 55 on a lot of the like the prior posts that were the ones that said that they weren't verified, but this person had commented, like upvoted, downvoted, whatever this is called. I don't know what it's considered, but it's in the felon subreddit, criminology student, it says, and then it says research participation needed. And it says, sorry, this post has been removed by the moderators. Why? We need to know. We need to know. So let me go back and see if the fourth one opens up to anything. It opens up to the same thing. 3 years ago, this person, and and the account was suspended. Reddit has suspended this account. Mod notes and previous actions are preserved, but other data is inaccessible. So I think this is him, this Wacka or whatever. I don't know for sure, but I'm just like, because on some of the ones, like, let me go up here and open one of these and see if it'll. Like, this is the same, and this was up at the top. But a lot of them he'll put like first, or I know there was like a few different posts that he did that on. And I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. So where were we? I just want to make sure we get them all. Okay. Yeah, that was all 4 of them, like the ones right here. But it says in the messages, the following were located. So it says this is research survey, and this is Bryan. So it looks like it says, hello. I attempted to post a survey to the prisons subreddit. But my post was automatically removed. I imagine that this may be due to the lack of activity on my account, as I have seen others post research recruitment post on this subreddit within the past few months. Would it be possible to obtain approval to submit a recruitment post to the R prisons like subreddit? The recruitment post has my information in it, and the survey itself has an informed consent form that confirms my affiliation. I have been able to post my survey in other subreddits, such as ex-cons and felons. You can look at the specifics of my recruitment post by looking at these posts. Thanks in advance, Bryan. Like, hello, Bryan. So then from prisons, this is research survey. I just approved the most recent one you posted. I have the automated filter comments of new accounts for super low karma. You should be fine now. Hey, Bobo. And then the auto moderator, it just says, thank you for posting to our prisons. Let's see. They might have just, took these off. Oh, wait. Okay. Is this the actual blog? No, this is for the prisons. Like, this goes to the prisons subreddit. That's kind of weird. But it says, well, wow, this is disturbing if that's the guy. This is 3 years ago, though. I guess it could be 3 years, but it's really not 3 years. They just took off the post. Right here, these are the ones that he put up. But we've read them before, so I guess it could have. I mean, I guess they could put it 3 years, but it hasn't been 3 years. And they're all just like, what a wild post. Oh yeah, it's pretty wild, all right. Pretty darn wild. It says, we want to remind you to flare your submission with an appropriate link flare to better serve any questions/discussions you may have. You can find the flare option at the bottom of your post on the same line where you would click to edit your post. A failure to flare your post may result in a removal of your thread. We also want to remind you that if your post doesn't show up, please contact the moderation team to have your post reviewed and approved. Thank you for your cooperation in advance. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. I'm a bot. So then it says, to prisons, It says, hello, would it be possible to have a repost of my recruitment post approved for submission? I think it would be beneficial for the recruitment effort. And then felons, it says, subject, you've been temporarily banned from participating in felons. You have been are temporarily banned from participating in our felons. This ban will last for 1 day. You can still view and subscribe to felons, but you won't be able to post or comment. Wonder what happened there, you know? We do not approve of these posts. Please stop posting this. If you have a question regarding your ban, you can contact the moderator team for felons by replying to this message. Reminder from the Reddit staff, if you use another account to circumvent this subreddit ban, that will be considered a violation of the content policy and can result in your account being suspended from the site as a whole. Sorry. And it says prisons, it says repost of research studies is done. I don't know. And it says, thanks for submitting a report to Reddit. Your report has been related and the related content have already been processed through our anti-abuse system for review. It has been determined that the reported content does not violate Reddit's content policy. And then it says, if you like to restrict contact from the account you reported, you can block them in your safety and privacy settings. You can also hide any post or comments you don't want to see by selecting hide from the menu. If you see any other site policy violations or continue to have problems, submit a new report. Thanks again for your report and for looking out for yourself and for your fellow Redditors. So someone told him that he couldn't post, it sounds like, and then he reported them. I don't know if I'm just, I might be getting that wrong, but it says, thanks again. Okay. If you think this decision has been a mistake, okay. And then it says, reported reason, it's targeted harassment at me. Submitted on 6/10/2022. I don't know if this isn't, it's not, it's the same thread. Okay. These are just different. It's the participation needed one. In the post data file, several posts containing this similar data in the body field was located. They all show the same IP address of redacted with the dates between June 3rd, 2022 and June 22nd, 2022. Okay, so he moved, I believe, to Pullman June 23rd, 2022. So the day after this. The subject line showed variations of research participation needed and was posted to subreddit pages of prisons, felons, prison talk, prisons, and ex-cons. Why June 22nd? Why would it be so late? You wouldn't even be in school, right? Wouldn't you be out of school for the summer? Or I guess you could take summer classes. But this sounds like a final paper. This isn't like something that you do in the beginning of like school. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think he made this stuff up. So the text associated with these posts was, hello, my name is Bryan, and I'm inviting you to participate in a research project that seeks to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision-making when committing a crime. In particular, these studies seek to understand the story behind your most recent criminal offense with an emphasis on your thoughts and feelings throughout your experience. In the event that your most recent offense was not one that led to a conviction, you may still participate. Additional surveys are included after the open-ended section as to best understand your unique traits. The study should take about 30 minutes to complete. Your identity and all answers provided are completely confidential, and the link to the survey is also an anonymous link. This research has been approved by the DeSales University IRB. Okay. Participants must be 18 years of age or older. Okay. If you opt to participate, you may terminate participation at any time and for any reason. If you have any questions about this research, you may contact the research team via email. Okay, gives the anonymous link to study. Thank you for your time. And then the warrant returned receipt and affidavit were completed, and these documents were sent to Latah County Prosecutor's Office. There's more. So on January 24th, 2023, I applied for a for a warrant for the user subscriber information and user data associated with Reddit account Bryan Kohberger. And then it's with any of the following identifiers. On January 25th, the warrant was granted. On February 8th, I received an email. And then records related to the DeSale.com or Gmail. And then I guess they added on the DeSale's, email there too. And then this is the same. It's like reading, that's Florida. I think this is the same thing. It is. Huh. They put that one there twice. Okay, I was just double checking. Okay. Let me exit out of all these Reddit posts, and then we can go to the next one. Okay. And then let me see. I'm trying to find the interview. Okay, so then there's this one. Oh, it just up here, it's just saying that Whitman received a hit and run accident on January 3rd. Pullman record specialist sent me a link to ppdevidence.com so that they could see what was going on. So, okay. I later viewed the videos. I did not see a vehicle matching Kohberger's vehicle in any of the videos on Brandy Way or in the videos near NE California Street, Northeast. The longest video recording on Brandy Way starts at 23:43 hours and runs for 1 hour, 21 minutes. Of all the videos captured on Brandy Way span from 11:12:22 at 23:41 to around 11:13 at 0100 hours. And then it says, after reviewing Kohberger's cell phone data extraction, I located a screenshot of the Whitman County jail roster with redacted information. I don't know who he was looking up. What's Christian's last name? Martinez. Never mind. Okay. The last modified date/time for the image was 11:13 at 6:27 p.m. The image was taken from Yik Yak. In Kohberger's Chrome tab history on his phone, I located where he searched Google for broadcastify.com, listen feed, Pullman Police and Fire Dispatch audio feed on 11/13/22 at 12:26 a.m. Kohberger, why were you listening to the scanner? You want to know where the police are at? You want to know what they're doing? Are you calling and making a report and then seeing how long if they go? Because to me, that's like, oh, I mean, a lot of people listen to scanners, but not usually 28-year-old kids. I don't know, guys, or I guess it's an adult, but you know what I mean. So that was really all that was in that document that I thought that was pretty interesting. Now this is anonymous call follow-up. I received an email from MPD Corporal Tisdale advising someone had called claiming responsibility for the homicides. The caller hung up without providing any information. The number the call originated from was redacted. I searched TLO and requested assistance from the FBI in looking into the number. No available databases had any information on the identity of the caller. They don't know who made the call. The call came from in the house. Yeah, anyone can. Yeah. You can get on like Broadcastify and listen to them. I just don't know. I'd probably listen to it though. But that date, you know what I mean? Only on 11/13 did he listen to the scanner. Just a weird date, you know? Craziness, huh? Okay. Then the next one is Brett Payne wrote this 3/29/23. A WSU PD internship documents. And it just says the documents, and then he just said he took them into evidence. And then this is WSU installment here, and Brett Payne, and it says on Friday, April 21st, 2023, I received an email from Redacted from WSU with a secure link to download installment 8 of the WSU records request via subpoena. Okay. I had already checked out the service for the day and did not access the link until Wednesday, April 26th, at which time I followed the secure link and downloaded the files to my department computer. The files contained several screenshots of text conversations between professors referencing Kohberger, as well as meeting minutes from a meeting between Kohberger and Redacted on August 19th. When did school start? That seems really early. One of the screenshots shows a conversation between someone titled Redacted in the text window and an unknown person. The first message from Redacted reads, "Do you want to take Kohberger?" He listed you and Redacted as people he was interested in working with. The other person replied, "If I must." Another screenshot of a message thread from Redacted on September 14th reads, Redacted tells me we need to do an intervention with Kohberger. She's going to try to gather information, but apparently he's offended several of our female students. Assuming we get some details, how do you want to handle this? The reply reads, "Let's see when we have more info." There are 2 more text thread screenshots, the meeting notes, and a self-evaluation form completed by Kohberger in the files. Man, there's that little gnat, and we'll get him today. I swear to you guys, gets on my nerves. He comes out of nowhere. I'll be in here for hours, and he'll be dormant. He knows when I'm live. Okay. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Those, Kohberger and girls, he just wasn't good at, I guess, communication or something. I don't know. People thought he was a little weird. I mean, what are you going to do? So Lawrence Mowry, this is going to be the Facebook extended warrant. On March 30th, I applied for a warrant for user data from June 23rd, 2022. That's when he moved out to Washington, to August 1st, 2022, associated with the Facebook accounts with any of the following identifiers: Maddie, Dylan, Bethany, Kaylee, Xana, Ethan, Xana. I want to see if this. Okay, so this is just seeing if it says just determine if, Kohberger had any interactions with the victims leading up to November 13th. On March 30th, the warrant was granted and signed by Megan Marshall. And then they received an email from Facebook stating the data was requested. It's available. And they didn't put it in here. So I hate that for us. I don't know why I just did that to us, but I did. Because I didn't even put it in here. So then interview with Kohberger. What we've been here waiting to read. So, hey, Kaylee, how are you? Okay, hold on one second. What's a constable? I feel like I should know that, but I don't. That sounds like important, though. It does sound important. Okay. I'm putting my glasses on for this one because we don't need them. I did clean these yesterday with some stuff, so if they're dirty, just pretend like they're not. I don't know. I can see okay. Oh. Blazer, that sounds like a good job. Yeah, I like that. I want to be a constable. That's the job I've been wanting. Like the guy that in Kohberger's case that used to walk in with him in the whenever they would go into judge's courtroom, and he would sit like this with his leg like one leg over the other, and he'd just sit there and like listen and stuff. And he would go get the papers and then take them to the judge. I'm like, I want that job. Oh, I'm like, oh gosh, are they dirty? I don't even know at this point. I'm just gonna get a new pair. I think I'm kind of getting blinder. It's probably from all this reading, but that's okay. I like to read. So interview with Kohberger in PA, and this is going to be Brett Payne. They flew out there, So on December 29th, 2022, ISP Detective Sergeant Gilbertson, FBI Special Agent Shirley, and I arrived in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania in preparation for the service of the arrest and search warrants for Kohberger and his family's residence at 119 Lambsden, Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. After several coordination meetings, Detective Gilbertson, S.A. Shirley, and I drove to the Pennsylvania State Police Barracks at Stroudsburg, PA, to await the arrival of Kohberger after his arrest and to interview him upon his arrival. I wish I could have been a fly on that wall. At approximately 0200 hours on December 30th, 2022, Kohberger was brought to the PSP Stroudsburg Barracks and placed in an interview room. That's pretty scary. The interview was recorded on the built-in video system at the barracks, as well as Detective Gilbertson's pocket recorder. I love a pocket recorder. Detective Gilbertson and I were the interviewers present. This is a summary of our interview with Kohberger and is not a verbatim transcript of the interview. A full interview transcript will be attached to this case file. Well, we want that transcript. I need to write that down, transcripts. Because you have to be so you have to put everything that you want on there. So where did I put? Okay. Detective Gilbertson and I began by introducing ourselves and stating which agencies we represented. When I stated who I was, Kohberger stated, "You look familiar." Detective Gilbertson and I prepared our note-taking materials, and Detective Gilbertson read Kohberger his Miranda rights of advisement. Detective Gilbertson asked Kohberger if he understood his rights, to which he replied he did. After collecting Kohberger's personal information and inquiring about any medications, Detective Gilbertson and I began to speak to Kohberger. Detective Gilbertson asked Kohberger about the SWAT operation at the house, to which Kohberger replied he was concerned about his parents and his dog. You tell me if we have not heard murders in the past. Just don't hurt my dog. That's what it reminds me of, Chad Doberman. Why? You know what I mean? They will forget the kids. Don't hurt the dog. Just worried about my dog. Oh, but you weren't worried about Murphy. Piece of shit. Detective Gilbertson asked Kohberger if he was going to Washington State University, to which he replied he was. We made small talk with Kohberger about sports for some time. Kohberger stated he didn't follow WSU football much, but he was a baseball fan. Detective Gilbertson asked Kohberger if he had only been at WSU for one semester. Kohberger confirmed this and said he came to WSU with his father on July 1st. Okay, so July 1st. Okay. So by August, he's already having reports that he's being inappropriate with the female students. You're not even there a month. Dude, you're not even there a month. Kohberger confirmed this and said he came to WSU with his father on July 1st. Kohberger then went on to say he was a first-year PhD student in criminal justice and criminology. Detective Gilbertson asked Kohberger what the process was to apply for a PhD. Kohberger stated he applied to two places, UC Irvine and WSU. Kohberger said he was going to graduate with his master's in criminal justice from DeSales and was inspired. Kohberger then asked if it was okay to engage in small talk like we were, to which we replied it was. After briefly mentioning He was strengthened by the fact his mother and father were okay. Kohberger said he applied to the two aforementioned schools because they did not require the GRE exam. Now, I'm not sure what that exam is, but apparently he didn't think he could pass it. I should look that up too. Look at me over here. I do this. I go in like rabbit holes. Kohberger then spoke about the GRE for a brief time and then said he was accepted by WSU. Detective Gilbertson then asked Kohberger what led him down the road of becoming a professor. You mean a TA? Kohberger stated it was because he loved being in college and stated knowledge was far more important to him than money. Kohberger added WSU had a good program to study under and then said, "You guys know all about this, more than likely." Kohberger then asked questions about the University of Idaho and other Idaho universities before stating he didn't know much about Idaho or Washington and had not left the tri-state area much. Kohberger then returned to speaking about his focus on learning and how he thought he could obtain his doctorate degree. Kohberger then said he recently returned home to see his family. Detective Gilbertson then asked Kohberger about his time at DeSales University. Kohberger spoke for some time about his time at Northampton Community College and DeSales. Kohberger then spoke about how he became interested in criminal justice and stated he thought about being a police officer, but did not want to make that commitment unless he was absolutely sure. I don't think you would have passed. I don't think you would have passed and gone in there. Kohberger then continued to speak about his education in universities. Kohberger also spoke more about the process to get into the PhD program and how competitive it can be. Detective Gilbertson then asked Kohberger about his move to Washington. Kohberger said he drove across country and wanted the challenge of driving cross country and experiencing it with his father. Kohberger then said he took a different route back home with his father for Christmas break to avoid snow. Kohberger spoke about his travels and the risk of such travels in winter. Kohberger then began to speak about the beauty of the environment and its relationship to God and a higher power. Okay. We spoke about this for some time, and Kohberger said he was raised Christian, but always a skeptic, except when confronted with the beauty of the natural world. Detective Gilbertson asked Kohberger if he had ever been to the Pacific Northwest prior to coming to WSU, and Kohberger said he had not. Yeah, if you guys don't mind, will you take a second and hit the like button? If you want to support the channel and you love the channel so far, you can become a member, and I have it posted. The link's posted above the chat if you'd like to become a member of the channel. So where were we here? I asked Kohberger if he and his father made any stops along their way to Pennsylvania. He told me they visited Colorado, but the main goal was to just drive. Kohberger then told a story about seeing an unmarked police car near Kansas City speed up behind him, catch up to another vehicle, turn on its emergency lights, then drive away. Kohberger thought this was strange and was unsure why it occurred. Detective Gilbertson then asked Kohberger about his job he mentioned. Kohberger stated he was a teaching assistant. Kohberger then talked about how busy he was and how the funding package that comes along with being a teaching assistant is what makes the extra work worth it. Kohberger then discussed ongoing projects with WSU PD and Pullman PD. Kohberger spoke more about how being a TA is essentially assisting the professors in the department. Kohberger stated he did not get to assist with the teaching with the exception of assisting the office with office hours. Detective Gilbertson asked Kohberger if he would be a TA again next semester, and Kohberger replied he would. Oh, would ya? I'm going to say no, Kohberger. I'm going to say a big fat no. Hey, Brandywine. Hey, Sheree. Right. Why get a PhD and become a cop? That's true. That's true. Like, why? If you're going to get a PhD, I would want to teach personally. Thank you, Blazer. I mean, yeah. I went to school for criminal justice, and I got my bachelor's, and I have my I have a degree in applied science. And I went into it because I was fascinated with technology and like DNA and collection and just everything about, crime scenes and collecting evidence and just gathering evidence. And, that was my thing. I didn't want to be a cop. There was never a part of me that was like, I'm going to school I want to be a cop. But, like that's just me though. But he was in that little cadet program. So, I mean, maybe he wanted to be a cop. I think he wanted to be anything that gave him a little bit of power. So then he said he was going to be a TA next time. Okay. Kohberger then stated he understood why we were engaging in small talk, but would appreciate it if we explained to him what we were doing there. Detective Gilbertson and asked Kohberger why he thought we were there. That would have been my first question. Okay. If I was innocent, soon as the cops walk into the interview room, right? I'm standing up and I'm going to be yelling. Why the hell did you just blow my windows in? What are you doing here? Why am I here? That would be my thing. Like, that's what I would do. I mean, that's just me. I wouldn't be sitting down making small talk about my PhD and how I'm going to get a doctorate. I don't know. And then say, I would appreciate it if you tell me why you're here. That's just, I don't know. He said he wanted to, Detective Gilbertson to tell him. Detective Gilbertson said we were there because of what occurred in Moscow, but did not provide any further detail. Detective Gilbertson asked Kohberger if he watched the news. Kohberger said, I watched the news. Detective Gilbertson then asked Kohberger why he thought I looked familiar. Kohberger said he wasn't sure and stated I had a familiar face and looked like someone he used to know. Detective Gilbertson then said we were there because of what happened in November just off the University of Idaho campus. Detective Gilbertson asked Kohberger if he knew what that was, to which Kohberger replied, of course. When prompted to elaborate, Kohberger said it was the incident we had been investigating for how long has it been? Kohberger said, how long has it been? He says, oh yeah, those murders or whatever you're investigating. How long has that been going on? How long have you been trying to find that suspect? What a cocky guy, It says where we're at. And then he was aware of the homicide because of a WSU alert he received. Detective Gilbertson asked Kohberger when Kohberger received the alert. Kohberger said he wasn't sure, but thought it was sometime the previous month. Detective Gilbertson confirmed that was why they were there and asked if Kohberger wanted to talk about that. Kohberger replied, well, I think I would need a lawyer. Kohberger then asked if we would explain to him what we were there for specifically and added he was tired. Detective Gilbertson again stated we were investigating the homicides of 4 students and that we had questions and things we hoped Kohberger would help us understand. Kohberger sat back and said he had the utmost respect for law enforcement, but stated it was a constitutional right to speak to an attorney. Detective Gilbertson affirmed this. Kohberger then re-engaged and said the only thing he heard from Moscow was an alert that came to his phone. Kohberger then said he wanted to talk to an attorney. Detective Gilbertson said we would stop now because Kohberger wanted to speak to an attorney. Kohberger then asked where his parents were and where his dog was. Kohberger re-engaged again and asked what questions we would have for him. He was curious. He wanted to know. He wanted to know what was kind of going on. Yeah, I mean, I would be curious too. I mean, whether I was innocent or guilty, but if I was innocent, I'd be freaking out. It says Kohberger re-engaged again and asked what questions we would have for him. So then Detective Gilbertson then asked Kohberger again if he understood his rights and asked him specifically what Kohberger wished. Kohberger asked what specifically we wanted to talk to him about and the reason. I told Kohberger he invoked his Fifth Amendment rights and we were not going to ask him any further questions. Kohberger asked again for the reason he was there, but added he would like to talk to an attorney. At this point, we concluded our interview with Kohberger and left the room. So nothing in there about like who was there, and we might have more reports. We have like another 150 to go through or something, but there was nothing in this report about, hey, was someone else arrested? So I don't know if he actually said that when he got arrested. You know what I mean? because it wasn't in this report anyway, but this was the initial interview. So this wasn't when he was initially taken in, right? Like he could have been with another officer, he was probably with another officer in the patrol car or wherever, they had him in. Let's see, is this anything? No. Is this one? Okay. There's a couple more. So this is Kohberger, AT&T data. And this is just examining the records and assisting in mapping the location of cellular towers and the direction of their sector antennas. I imported the data into CAST Viz version. Okay. The 8458 phone connects with several different cell towers in Pullman, Washington between 0 to 100 hours and 0 to 25 hours. The phone appears to be traveling within or near the city of Pullman, Washington. At 0 to 42 hours, the phone connects to a tower near Northeast Skyview Drive on Washington State University campus. When is this? This is November 12th. Okay. Where was I at? At 0 to 47 hours, the phone connected to a tower on Observation Drive on the Washington State University campus. And continuing to examine the data, I found an approximately 2-hour period with no interactions between the 8458 phone and the AT&T network between 0 to 47 and 4 to 48 hours. The phone connects to a tower located near Paradise Ridge, south of Moscow, Idaho at 0448 hours. The phone connects with towers such as Moscow, Idaho, which is consistent with the travel back to Pullman, Washington, utilizing towers along the route. From my training and experience, I know cellular devices can send and receive data to cellular towers with the user's input, such as surfing the internet, or without the user's input, system data. The normal reasons for a cellular device to not show connections to a cellular tower are the device is not in range of the tower signal, the device is physically blocked from receiving sending, such as a Faraday bag. Never heard of that. The device is in airplane mode, or the device is powered off. I would say the device was powered off. So, hey, Body, how are you? Thank you so much for doing that spreadsheet. Oh my goodness, I love that. Oh my God, I love that spreadsheet. Actually, I was like talking about you last night about that. It helps with all these documents. Especially when we go back through them. Oh my goodness, there's so many. And we just started. There's 300 and some, and we just started. We're going to be here for the next couple years. I guess, like Aunt Taylor said, she needed. Oh, I didn't know that, Body. Okay, so you could put them in there that protects from any kind of interference. Oh, that sounds scary. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. No, yeah, it's really good. Yeah, he knew exactly why he was being arrested. Yeah. What am I doing here? Where's my dog? I would say the same thing, but I'm not out unaliving people, Just him saying that my dog, that just reminds me of Chad Doberman, and it makes me really mad because like I'm already mad at Kohberger, and then it makes me even extra mad. Chad Doberman, what a piece of crap. So this was WSU installment. I don't know if this was nothing. This was just they got an email containing a secure link password. So I don't even know why I put that on there, but I did. But those are the ones I wanted to show you guys today. So we went to 198. I believe I read up to 200 or something. And there wasn't anything else really in there. But I wanted to just do a short live with you guys. I'm going to come back on tonight. And then maybe we could do like a Q&A over what we've kind of like went over so far. Or I can read some more documents. We can get ahead, in the document game. Let me think. We could actually go and just like review everything that we've learned because we do have body movements, her document, her spreadsheet. So it shows us what documents, because if I had to go back and like find a document, I'd be in a world of pain. I'd be like, oh my goodness. When did he buy the knife? Wasn't it in May? I know it was before he moved to Pullman. So Wolf, I'm so his Ann Taylor wouldn't even speak up really for him out towards the end. The hearing before sentencing, she let the other attorney take it. She's like, she's going to deal with this. And I'm just like, oh, Ann checked out. And then at sentencing, she said like a couple words, but that was really it. And then she looked at Kohberger, was like, you know, they have that picture of her holding on to his arm and he's just looking like straight ahead. Like the meeting before the sentencing hearing. Actually, that was before the sentencing. She's like holding on to him because he has on his street clothes. He looked like a lot better at sentencing. He looked like he should have. You know, inmate number 163214. He's ruining a lot of stuff for me now because 163 is my mom's social, which she passed away, so no one can get the rest of it. Even if you did, good luck with that. And then I think of 214, like in my head, that I immediately went to Valentine's Day. And I was like, you son of a bitch. I was like, now I don't want that thought. I already think of that him like when I put my gloves on to clean every day. Because I do wear latex gloves to clean. Obsessive compulsive disorder too. So, but he's going to be in a world of trouble. I wonder how prison's treating him so far. You know, I'm curious to know. I'm going to put in the FOIAs and we'll hopefully get some more documents from some other places as well. And then we'll be able to put in, you know, more of a bigger picture, right? But thank you guys for being here. Sorry, it's just a short live, but I am going to come back tonight at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be on a little bit longer for, you know, our live for tonight. I do appreciate you guys being here. I just wanted to come on and get this out and get, you know, some more of the documents read for you guys. And then I'll be back on tonight, and we'll do like a Q&A. We could do whatever you guys want to do. We can do that. You can do whatever you want. I do want to do a Q&A for you guys. Just like an open Q&A just about anything next week because you guys helped me meet my goal. So we met my goal yesterday and I said I would do a Q&A with you guys. So I'll make sure I do that and we'll do our members giveaway tonight. So if you guys want to become a member to be included in our members giveaway, the link is at the top of the chat and it goes based off how many members that we have. So that's how much we do 10% of the number of, you know, members we have. And that's what we give out for gift cards. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'll be back on later on this evening. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this